Well, as we wind down the year, it's a good time to examine your life, where you're at, where you want to go. And if you're one of those who lives life to the fullest, from sunup to sundown, we've got some important information for you this morning. Here to talk about healthy boundaries for high performers, psychotherapist Dana Skaggs. Always fun to have you on the show.
This is great.
It's like a little reunion out there, isn't it?
I know.
Everybody knows that's fun. It's the holidays.
That's it.
But I always say, I've got to get my boundary girl on, because you always talk about like those healthy boundaries, which are so important for people.
Well, and now we're kind of wrapping up 2025. And we're looking for 2026, and a lot of us are excited about that. We're thinking, oh my gosh, there's so many things we can do, we're jazzy about it. But Amy, there are some of us who are looking toward 2026 and are feeling very dismal about it, very much sort of like in a cage because of burnout, because of overwhelm that they have experienced in 2025 and possibly for even more years before that, because they don't know how to set healthy boundaries with themselves or with other people. And so when you have high performers, when you have people that are amazing at their job, and we have so many people in this area that are just super. They're bright, they're creative, they're passionate, they want to do a good job, and they're amazing. But those people are like, they're like flame that draws moths. We draw people to us. When we are really good at what we do, we draw clients, we draw other people, we draw projects to us, which is a good thing. But if you don't know how to set healthy boundaries, then you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to burn out.
Eventually you will get there. And so it is about giving yourself, I always say, give yourself that opportunity to set those boundaries, because I think sometimes we feel like that's a sign of failure. If we can't accept all that's coming towards us, we're not going to make it. So how do we set those boundaries? What's a good starting point for us that we can apply?
Fabulous. So really the people that are going to be able to go the distance are the ones that are going to be successful. They're the ones that understand how much gas they have in their tank. And they can set those boundaries accordingly. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, like I remember a time I wanted to slam my forearm down on a desk and swipe everything in the floor and set it on fire. Oh. I was so overwhelmed and upset. And there's people out there that know exactly what I'm talking about. That's a precursor to being burnt out. And so what you can do is you can take breaks for yourself. You can say, okay, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. You can do some deep breathing. That's boundaries with yourself, but then also boundaries with other people. You're not saying, I'm not going to do this. You're saying, I'm not going to do this right now. You can say, that project sounds fabulous. I tell you what, I'm going to do a great job with that in about 2 months. I can start that for you in 2 months and it's going to be amazing. But you can do that. But if you say, okay, just bring it to me now, bring it all now, then you are one human being. You're not going to be able to do what you're capable of doing, because you're allowing everything to dump on you and you're not setting any boundaries with other people.
What about if you're doing it family-wise, personally? We're talking about personal relationships aside from the professional aspect.
That's very similar, because you have people that have different needs around you. You have friends, you have family members that have different needs. They have different things going on in their lives. And so you can be a good person, you can be a good friend, a family member to them, when you understand their issues are not your issues. Don't own their stuff. I like to talk about boundaries in terms of yards. We each have our own yard with our own thoughts, feelings, and actions in our yard. And then there's a property line, and on the other side of that line is our neighbor's thoughts, feelings, and actions. They have a right to those things. You don't have to agree with your neighbor, with your family member, your friend. You also don't have to take personal what their opinions are, what their thoughts are. You don't have to get defensive, because that's theirs, it's not yours. Stay in your lane, stay in your yard.
And then you won't get hurt. People can definitely learn from each other, I think, as well. And you were talking about too, as you're kind of going through this process, this is that great time to take that time to sit down and really think about what's important.
Yes, because if you just go flying into the next year and you don't stop and really contemplate and review, what is the state of the union in here mentally and emotionally? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you love to do? What do you hate to do? So when you go into 2026, you can make those decisions so you can keep gas in your tank and be amazing at what you were meant to do.
I love it. She's got a whole series on this as well. Tell me a little bit, kind of give us a state of the union on where you are.
Well, my website, danaskaggs.com, I do boundaries coaching for people that want to get better at that. There's courses, and I have a keynote, Becoming the CEO of Your Mental Boardroom, Banishing Burnout with Boundaries.
Like that.
To reach out to businesses, to women's groups, to colleges, to serve them, to support them, to help them to be able to be the best person they can be at what they were meant to do.
That's so important. I love that we're able to have these conversations now. I feel like several years ago, nobody talked about this.
No.
It wasn't okay to like admit that you might have too much on your plate.
And then what happened?
Yeah.
You know?
We got too much on our plate. We're gonna do something. Welcome into 2020, right?
All right, we're going to give everybody some information. If you would like to learn more about her different classes, there is her website, of course, danaskaggs.com. Happy New Year to you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.